Hi, I want to talk about something real quick. Something really important, which is basically what the core of life is. Um, and what I mean by that is in relation to our perspective, to our own experience of life, and how that's ultimately what defines our experience of life, is what we believe is a part of our experience. And it's crazy because I had a big realization yesterday, and really it's something that's been like evolving in my perspective for quite a long time, and it's something that we all face and go through the challenges of kind of having a skewed perspective on because of things that come up in life. But what I'm talking about is realizing that we are the core of our experience of life. Like, you who's watching this is the core of life, just like we all are the core of life. But as far as our own experience of life, we are the only thing that actually defines it. And why that's important and why that gets confused easily is because we go through life and we pick up on things that make us believe false narratives, really. And they very much don't feel false at first, and that's why they're there to help us grow through them and everything. But what's important is to understand that we're still in control of what's happening. And even if there's things that we're going through that are coming up in our mind, right, that we can't control feeling them, and that's why we try to control feeling them, which ultimately just makes them stay and doesn't allow us to progress through those things. But the reason why they feel separate and they feel like they're happening in our mind, and that feels like a separate thing to us because we don't understand in the moment necessarily what we're feeling or why we're feeling it, is simply because we have decided to experience it because we believed it to begin with at a different point in time. It might have been for some things quite a long time ago. Some things it's just through day to day we experience little things that maybe affect us and then we move on from them quickly. But the things that stick are because of a belief, right? They're because we have attached our sense of self to those things. But what's important is, or what happens over time, is that the more we get used to dealing with those things and experiencing those things, and maybe consciously don't understand why we're feeling them anymore in like the day-to-day experience or whenever they come up, it's because ultimately we kind of mentally stray away from, or can forget in some sense, that we are the core of our experience. We are the only thing that is allowing anything to happen, right? So how can some pain or discomfort be separate from you when it is only happening because of you? Do you see what I mean? That is the real like definition of this topic and realization that I had yesterday that really helped me understand things and reconnect to my sense of self, because that's what defines everything. Like, when we get that everything passes through us, we are a filter for everything that happens. No energy, no mental thing that is on our minds can happen without us allowing it to happen by being what generates the experience. See what I mean? Everything else is separate to us. We just allow it to happen. Without us, it cannot even happen or attach to an experience or exist in a way that is, you know what I mean, consistent. It will just keep flowing through in every way, like how everything does to begin with. And then we can either let those things flow through us mentally. When I say mentally, ultimately, mentally is just the way in which we experience and translate emotional energy at the end of the day, which is the core of what we're experiencing. And that's why it's all physical just as much as emotional. As far as this flowing, as far as, just evolution, I guess, on the day-to-day and through big or small emotions, we have to let them pass through fully and exist fully. And we can only do that when we understand that we are experiencing it, but like we are, you know what I mean? Not, I'm experiencing it because I have to, in a sense of, I have to experience it to let it pass, but I don't have to hold on to it whatsoever, because there is nothing to hold on to. Like, I am the only reason why something is happening. So when we're fully aware of that, nothing can happen that you do not ultimately want at your core to happen. And if it's uncomfortable, it's because you've believed it in the past, and now you have to let yourself refeel it to no longer have that as a part of your beliefs, and to go back to being, even more connected with our sense of self and just the world around us, you know what I mean? Not allow things to kind of like filter over what we experience that are not just us, you know what I mean? Like, everything passing through our core. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. I didn't really script this or anything. I just went exactly off the top of my head, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a pretty good explanation, so I'm happy with it. But yeah, I love you, and I'll see you in another video.